Now, you know the rest. Just trust me. You know the rest. Okay? So don't look at this and be like, what is happening? All right, zeros are polynomials. Zeros means roots, means solutions. You've got to get used to all three words because they're all the same. So zeros, roots, and solutions. Consider this polynomial. Show that x minus 1 is a factor. What do? Sub x equals 1. And it needs to give you a remainder of 0. Any questions there? Good. Divide by x minus 1. We now know how to do that. Write it in fully factorized form. That means it's got to be like x minus 1. And if this was, x squared plus 5x plus 6, I can't accept that. You have to factorize this quadratic again as well. Okay? So like x plus 3 and x plus 2. And then how many zeros would it have? How many zeros does this one have? How many roots does it have, you guys? How many solutions does it have?
3.
What are we? 3. Thank you. Good work. Easy. Do I need to say that anything again? No, I didn't think so. Nice and easy. Moving down. All right, Anthony, what do you reckon? It says find all zeros of these polynomials. What's going to be your technique? What's step 1? Look at it. What's going to be step 1? Anyone?
Need to find,
go ahead.
what is it?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
You need to find the factor.
Right, which means what's step 1? You're right.
Yeah, I just.
What am I missing though, right? How do I even start this question?
The factors of the
There we go. Good. I'm happy.
Last one.
As soon as you said of the, it's already right. Good. Factors of the last one, you've got to sub it in. Then once you find one of the factors, use polynomial division, blah, 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 blah. Okay. How do I find all the zeros though? So think about it. We got to this stage just before, right? In unit 7, we technically got up to this stage. How do I actually say what all of the zeros are? Can somebody tell me what all of the zeros of this one is? There's 3 of them. What are all of them?
So Sam, would we have to solve for x?
Yep.
So +1, -3, and -2.
That's it, guys. He said it. So to find the zero is very easy. You're just going to solve for x. So +1, -3, -2. So again, nothing new to learn here. You've technically already done it. So hopefully we'll be okay with that. Moving down. For what values of x does the polynomial equal to 0? Just did that. 1, -3, -7, 0, -1, -2, 8. Show that this is a factor. What do? How do I show something's a factor? You start to see it gets very repetitive, which is good. We like repetition because that means we'll do really well, less memorizing. How do I show something is a factor? Sub in x equals 3, gives me a remainder of 0. Then how do I solve this? Now that's back to you guys. How do I actually solve this? Don't try to change the method. Tell me.
Sam, could you do like cross method, or would you still have to find the
cubic.
factors of 6?
It's a cubic. Sorry. Probably maybe can't see it very well, but that says x cubed. Looks like a quadratic, doesn't it? No, it's a cubic. It's just missing the x squared term.
You're gonna add the x squared, right?
Well, I'm going to say yes, but you're still not saying what I want to hear. How am I going to solve this? What's going to be, you just did this in part A. I know somebody knows it. I know it for a fact. I'm not going to say anything. I know someone knows exactly what to do. Come on. Remember, don't change. I just said don't change. Think of what we just did all the way up here. Don't change. I'm telling you, I know you guys can do it. You got to think about what have we done? Joash, you want to give it a try?
You just sub it in.
Wait, that one, yes. We're up to here, solving. How do we solve?
Do you do equations?
What do you mean?
Like,
You guys are looking at this word too much, whereas I'm trying to give you a clue. It's everything we've already done. So tell me, what would you usually do in this topic? You're not telling me exactly what we're meant to be doing. You guys are moving away from this topic and bringing in solving. Think about, you found this is a factor. What are you meant to do next?
To divide them?
There we go. That's better. Then we're going to use polynomial division. And obviously, Anthony, you said, don't forget there's an x squared missing, so put a 0 in there.
Yeah.
You'll do polynomial division. And then what? So imagine we did polynomial division. We got to this stage. Let me show you one of the polynomial divisions. No, not on this page. You're here. You did polynomial division. And you got to this stage. There. Yep. You did polynomial division. You got to this stage. And then what did we do right after that?
factorize?
Good. So then we factorize. Where's this question? Then we factorize. But what does this question say?
So
It says solve now instead of factorize. So how do we solve? Well, Yusuf just said it before, didn't he? He's like, hey, just make each of those brackets equal to 0. So you guys need to learn. You need to get to this step first. So like when I said the mother of all questions, I actually meant it. You got to learn this whole technique first, right? Because then if I said solve this polynomial, literally this thing, there is no way you can solve this other than getting it to here. Then when this equals to 0, what are my answers? -1, a half, and -3. That's it. Finished. Those are my zeros, or my roots, or my solutions. So, Anthony, does that make sense?
yes.
Darius, you happy with that? That's clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't change. Right? Please, guys. When I say that, I'm trying to say everything you've done, do it again. Forget the question so much. It doesn't, don't let it trick you. So given that this is a root, find the other roots. Again, this is already a root. You don't have to go and show that it's a root. It says it is given to you. So just make sure you find the factor. Can somebody tell me what the factor of this is when it looks like this? What would be this factor? Think about going backwards. Danya, I think you would know it. What's the factor when x equals 3 over 4?
Is it 4x minus 3?
Yeah, exactly. 4x minus 3. She times it by 4. Then she subtracted 3. And then once you know the factor, Danya, what are you going to do?
I don't know. I feel like I'm overthinking this too much.
You are. You are. What do you do once you've got a factor? What must you do?
Divide.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I missed it. Say it again.
Do you divide?
You divide. Then what are you going to get on the top? You don't have to tell me the exact answer. What's it going to look like? Starts with a T or a Q,
Quadratic.
quadratic or trinomial. Then what do you do to find the other roots? You would write them as factorized form. So let's just say it would be a quadratic, so like x squared plus 5x plus 6. Factorize it again, if you can. And then, Daniel, you solve. So if this was hypothetically the three roots, what are the answers?
Is it like x equals 3?
Yeah,
X
that's
equals
it.
-3 and x equals -2.
Yeah, yep. So you see, you still have to do everything else. You still got to do long division. You still got to factorize, blah, blah, blah. Cool? You'll have to do that every question. You guys got to understand that. But that's not going to run away from you. And it'll always be there. Hey, use the remainder theorem to find the zero. Well, we know. Don't let that confuse you. Don't worry. Just do it. Just do it. So tell me, what's step one? Let's just write the word solve. There you go, solve. What's step one?
Factors.
Factors of?
-10.
Beautiful. So plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 5, plus minus 10. Once you've done the factors, you work out one is a root. Then once you work out something's a root, you need to get its factor. Once you got the factor, what do you do after the factor? You've got one of them as a factor empty.
Divide.
You use polynomial division. What's going to happen on the top?
Quadratic.
What's going to be the remainder?
0.
Yes, has to be because a factor. All right, good. You're there. Then you've got this factor that you wrote, and you've got whatever's on the top, this quadratic. That equals to 0. You just make each one equal to 0, and you're done. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do you agree with what I'm saying when I say don't change? So do the same thing over and over again. You will be fine. Good. Good, 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 good. And we keep going. All right, that's it. That is it. Same stuff over and over and over again. You won't be able to fit it in here, obviously. Don't try to draw it out. Good. You've got the video now.